here we go. All set up. Welcome, Counterspellians. There's no editing to our Twitch streams or anything, so that'll be in the rough on YouTube when you rewatch this later. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and there's a couple things that I'm working on, and even a lot more behind the scenes. So as for today, I'm either going to work on a map, an NPC that I have for a particular game setting that I'm working on, or a player character that I've been previously working on as well. So going for the absolutely magic. Charm means that Chet gets to decide which direction we go. Otherwise, I'm just gonna roll some dice. Like, I don't mind working on all three of them, but I gotta pick one. So this is the map that I've been working on, or the draft thereof. This is one of the NPCs. It is a priest that you can find in Seabrook, one of the towns that I'm developing. And here we have one of the player characters that I've been working on, a ghastly ghost. Like 1, 2, or 3. Let your favorite number ring in the chat. I'll give you about 5 minutes. Maybe a little less, because I am eager to work on this piece. Well, one of them. I just rolled 1d4 and it landed on number 1, so that means time to do some mapping. I made some scribbles and some notes of stuff where I want what where as a thing. The music is too loud, let me hear it as well. And I might change Saint Stripes panel, because we have multiple options to pick from actually. Gotta say, it's one of my favorites that I have. A little bit of an introduction to Seabrook, the map that I'm currently working on, the town thereof. It's based on several Dutch cities and one Belgium city, Antwerpen. It has some own mysteries and folklore going on in that town. There are several watchtowers that we have garrisoned, and a very nice defensive fortress that is a coastal town. It has some similarities with Waterdeep, but then again, it works entirely different. A lot is done per boat, so I want the floating market to be a thing. And what is a floating market? A floating market is where the farmers hail in with their boats from the land, with their goods and their merchandise, and selling everything from their boats, but then wrapped up in a Dutch package. So I do know that certain cultures do have the floating markets, and I loved it so much that I thought, why not, you know, twist multiple cultures into one big thing? It's like I'm a fan of the very old Dutch buildings that we have, like the ones that stand beside canals and things that we set up back in the day, or at least not me, but that would be a miracle. And then again, I do love a mixture of culture going on, and what better to have this little harbor town harboring a lot of cultures, a lot of harboring cultures, and so a floating market just fits in perfectly. I think Indonesia has a floating market from the top of my head. Correct me if I'm wrong. Any of you you're reviewing this on YouTube, you can always leave a comment behind. Just a little warning, I might be sluggish to reply because I forget to check a lot. But eventually I will see it, I will snipe it, and I will reply. If there's too many comments, I may have to change this. And, you know, because I can't spend an entire day replying to comments, I have to work. Alright. I'm gonna push some things more to the background so I can draft right over it and sketch. I'm just gonna go grab one of my favorite pencils here. It's oil paint. Mimics that quite well. I'm gonna go map this. So I have some lines going on over here, some rivers and some ideas. So when I map everything, I can just bring it back to this is irrelevant right over here. Gonna move that one to one of the other maps. Let's go that way. It's a pretty old sketch. So right over here, I literally took a harbor map, an existing one, and I jammed it all the way through. And then there's something that I remember from my own boat trips, going through the Netherlands, and we're lucky in Turkey, getting these boat trips as well. Went on holidays. Amazing, totally worth a visit, you guys. They have amazing boats. So when you enter a harbor, there's usually some stone around, some walls to keep you from being, you know, going all wild directions with the current and the flow. So to prevent that, they wrap out a little canal. And some Dutch cities even go a little further. They have it right over here, like sticking out. They usually pile some rocks over there, some rock formation, so you can enter the city at your own leisure. It's like a little bit of a welcoming gate. But yeah, let's not tangle with this map too much over there. So I'm on the wrong layer. And let's fire dragon. Thank you. Thank you very much. How are you doing? I just want to push it down a little further. There. So this is obviously where I have to do some magic and work. These little paths are rivers. These little cuts in betweens, bridges. Now, obviously, this is a harboring point. I gotta figure out where to put the floating market. It could be a nice centerpiece, but it all has to be connected. It has to be a fortress, so it has to be difficult for invaders to invade, well, easy for farmers and everyone with permission to enter the city. So within this situation, I am cutting out the middleman. There is no big bazaar salesman who buys all of the goods from the farmer. No, the farmers go directly to the city to sell their goods. And I probably have a house in the city as well, but I have to figure that one out because you may want to have a little house in the fields to protect it when need be. So, it really depends, I guess, farmer's choice. Location is key to everything. So even the backyards of the little houses, I want that all connected to a dugout canal that is, again, connected to the bigger pieces, so they can have their boat. Have a boat. Everybody in this town would have a boat. That would be a thing. Like, we're gonna go by foot? No, we're using a boat. Of course, I do want some houses to stand there, and I do want a normal shopping district that doesn't go per boat, or perhaps it would be the gimmick to also have, even though from their house, from their shop housing, that there is this canal that they can go through, and then have the customers going through the canal and they sell from their shop. Why not? Oh, this map is getting complicated. Yeah, this might take me a bit figuring things out. Just gonna go with some simple lines. Let's do. So they can go all the way around here. So a shopping district would be nice over here, having this area for shops. The same could go for this area, like again shops, probably here too, you know, rivers. Shops, and so they have an entirely different, and every little side path in between, or could be housing. Storage rooms. It's Harbor Town with their own repair docking system. Like, you need one of those at least, where they make ships, build ships. It's all an inside job. And this is where I had some ideas for houses on the other side and probably some shops on this side. So if I keep that kind of thing going on, and yeah, there will be people that will have to walk because their house is not, probably not lined up with the canal, but this could be a thing. Because this would be a canal for guards that, you know, are quickly able to garrison around their moat. That's why I built the wall right over there. Like, oh no, there's an issue at one side, so they're very flexible and mobile. So if they have red alert going on over here, people from all the way over here can get that way pretty fast, if need be. And they would have to go this way, but with a boat it's still faster than walking, unless they have a horse, and depending what kind of boat, of course. That, or I have to make a quicker connection for them. There's some connection right over here. It is not a straight line. Goodies! Gotta think about that. Wow. The more you discover. That's always the thing with maps. I like to thoroughly think about it, and I love brainstorming a map. A good one. I like the river that is here. But if they have a breach, it would be just as easy for the enemy to go from this point to that point if they had a direct connection. And because these people are so used to water, they would know how to get across quite rapidly, leaving the foe at a disadvantage. We're gonna leave it the way it is with the guard garrison or the guard moat. Like for the reference, houses are this big, so it's quite the moat. It's quite the river. So you got if there were like a family having a boat, it would be this big. So it leaves enough space for the bigger boats. I would say two. Yeah. One of the bigger boats that has two of these masts. I wouldn't say that a 3-master would be able to fit in through, because you also have these tiny bridges that they would probably be able to lift and raise if need be. But I guess in some districts they wouldn't, as they all use these tinier versions of boats, and perhaps one of the more familiar Dutch boats that I forgot the name about, but I know how it looks like. It's a bit of a long, steep, thin boat. It's used in Frisia a lot. So, and people are used to live on these boats. They're not the size of 3 houses though. But in this case, it could be if they are farmer boats. So they could sell their goods from the boat. And they'll have a special place for that. So I shouldn't bring everything full with shots. And I gotta think about the very length of this boat. I mean, can it make that turn? Book. Just gonna play a little. It takes some twisting and turning. It in theory, it may be able to take that turn, but it's not practical. This boat is too big for the canals. Turns are a little sharp. Yeah, this could work. And have to not have any other traffic going on. Whoops. Cancel. Come here. Yeah. Oh, this is a real struggle, this area. Like there and... So it would be capable of doing this, but that is really inconvenient. If we make this boat a little smaller... No trouble. At least less. Yikes. Alright, I'm gonna leave this boat right over here. Bloop. We got awkward boat. That was a good test. Because there will be boats, and I will be drawing boats on this map, and they have to be to scale. And the farmer boats will be a thing too. Considering that you don't want to make the farmers have too many crazy turns and ups and downs. Or just imagining everything to be a whole lot bigger. Those are some big canals. I think if this area right over here is used for a floating market, and it would look like an empty area at starters. It would, until these boats come up and they line up, and you can step from boat by boat or have your own boat and make a lovely little circle. I'll probably have to draw some boat samples. I mean, this is a lovely place for the floating market because it's close to yeah, there's farmland down there too. Maybe they have two places. Could be. Natural bit of river right over there. Some housing. Because you do need houses. I mean, where are they gonna live? I mean, it's nice to have everything by boat, but yeah, that's a thing. All right. We just quickly got to sketch out how this will look like with a couple of boats in there. So they probably line up, and if this is the size of a tiny house, like a boat could either be 2 houses or 1 house. People would use their own little boat to probably buy or, you know, have a look around. When I go for something less sketchy, I'll probably draw 1 or 2 or 3 boats and really do my best for those 3 and then copy paste. There won't be any sailing boats, nor will they be motorized. The motor does depend on, you know, they do have Warforged. That is a thing in the D&D universe, so why not have motorized boats that aren't probably going very fast, but still something to think about. So it's big enough for one boat to get in. Like if people want to get out, they have to wait over here. And they probably have little scaffolds as well. And you'll probably have one of those sneaky, or at least, no, I wouldn't say sneaky, but maybe there's like mother-daughter company, and they both, maybe it's like a little family company right over there. They use some extra spots in between. Maybe it's better for the flow of the market to have this connected to... Well, it is connected to a river. It's this one. So this port should be kept free right over there. You can park your boat right over here. You're gonna go sell, and you have a permit to sell. But this little space should be left open for people to enter and leave. So tiny canal, so it's probably for citizens. All the big boats could use the bigger canal. Like the main canals are definitely bigger than the smaller ones. Also bigger than the moat. So farmers from this side could go here. I'm gonna go sell that way today. My boat is small enough I can take this route. Or I'm gonna go take the big whoop-de-whoop around and see if I can sell out there. Could work. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. So yeah, in contrast to any map designs that I tend to make, I tend to be a little slower on them because I have to think about spots, places, where to put what, like these little things. How big is the house? How big is the boat? Like all of these things require some attention and thinking. So rather than my no-brainer character designs, this takes some time. And it may be a tad tedious for some. I'm debating a bridge or two. It's like having like a small connection from one area to the other area. Like these boats aren't going to be having any... They're not meant to go on the open ocean. So they won't have any sails. which makes it perfect for this little harbor town to have a system that they have. Another bridge right over. Oh, this corner looks nice. Right over there in between these houses. It's like I don't want to make it too inconvenient if you are you don't have a boat and you're visiting. It's like, oh shoot, I gotta rent a boat. And yes, they do have rent a boat in this town because it will bring you around faster. But per foot, it should be, you should be able to get to places too. Like this housing block right over here. This would be a housing block, and many lovely corner houses. Now I would say over here we got shops. So they're slightly bigger than the houses. Right over here as well. Let's draft. Another cute little housing block. More shops right over here. Or, you know, fancier houses, that could be a thing, because this is the floating market district. Should keep my head straight. Could be that the same shop owner also has the boat loaded, and they can, you know, probably go around and swap places around. I mean, how easy is it? You can go sell wherever they kind of want within this neighborhood. Maybe everyone has their steady little place. It's like they actually have their storage building right over here, so it's a shop and a storage, and they haul their goods with the boat back and forth. So here you have a bit of a shop entrance if you want to go per foot. Could be a thing. So some greenery would be nice. So we have some tree lines. Maybe a theater or something. Well, we'll have to figure it out. Bars, pubs. Will they go pubbing by boat? Yeah, of course they're gonna go pubbing by boat. It's like a boat pub. Could be one boat that goes around like a tourist attraction. That is the pub. The boat is a pub. A boat pub. Poor captain has to not drink or limit his drinking. Yeah, they have a boat pub. I gotta note that one down. Just gonna scribble this right over here in this landscape. They have a General Kenobi boat pub. So that is a boat, that is a pub. And I don't imagine them to have one of those boat pubs. I imagine them to have several. And you can probably recognize them by their special flags. Yes, map making today, Bama. How are you doing? I'll zoom out for you a little bit. I've been utterly busy working on Seabrook, a town inspired by many cultures, but most firmly our own Dutch culture. And, you know, having some city stuff from Antwerp and our Belgian neighbors. Maybe I forgot to mention I'm Dutch, but I think it's pretty obvious at this point. Doing fine. Haha, that's great to hear. I'm okay. really puzzled with the map and the floating market. The floating market is something I believe multiple countries have this. And the idea behind it is that farmers don't need a middleman. They load their stuff on their ships and they head over toward the city and sell their wares. The general idea of it. There. Just have to switch up the music a little bit. I got my favorites in that list. So whether or not the floating market is surrounded by houses or on the other side shops, I think shops, that would be a nice idea too. You can go by foot, and I do want some greenery over here, some lush trees, and you know, a couple of bushes. Why not? It's good for the bees and for the butterflies. I bet they have coastal honey because they live pretty close to the dunes, or at least have an entire location for that. So they have all sorts of yeah, ocean themed goods. Could be nice. So let's say all of those things, all of those little small buildings are shops, and here we have another little part of a main road. Trying to imagine what it would look like wandering through their streets. That usually helps out. Where would I put what? Well, we have the boat pub idea. Like houses. There's also bridges between the houses, because I don't want to isolate anyone going over. You know, I want to live over there, and oh no, I can't reach it other than boat. And sure, there will be areas where that's a thing, but not over here. Let's say right over here. Chup chup. I need reason for this building right over there, and I don't have it. Like, there could be some housing area, but I also want a theater in there. I don't think they have a arena, like a fighting arena. Usually D&D maps do have them, but I'm gonna exclude it in this town. They're more focused on farming and merchandise. So they're traders. Trading and yeah, a bunch of merchants hooked up on a town. And they could leave per boat, having probably a system of a few other towns that are connected to Seabrook and have a similar system. Yeah, I do love the fact that if Like for example, we have this lovely harbor district right over here, where incoming merchants can dock their ships. Yeah, this town is pretty big. Should really keep an eye on the scale of things. Something I'll read about later on some more. Just to make sure that I don't have trees over here that are minuscule, like bush-sized, and over here I have them. Oh hi Mark. You're quite big. Like, what went on over here? Yeah. I can't always say like, oh, it's magic. It's not a good excuse for everything. Some stuff you just have to think through. Dots over here. This is definitely a part where I saw some greenery. And this greenery would not stop because there is this big bridge. I would say it's a very big bridge because it's covering a good part of the canal over here. And it's built on top of, so we have the greenery and we have this walking lanes like a main street. That's what I had in mind. So just in case people come around with horse and wagon, and then keep in mind that, you know, you need a boat. So I'm still debating that. I mean, as nice as a main street is, I could easily turn this into a pool of water as well. It is valid in a magic world, at least, according to 𝘾𝙤𝙪𝙣𝙩𝙚. Thank you. And, well, yeah. I try not to always go for the standard excuse, like, oh, it's magic, it's there. Like, nah, sometimes there's more reason behind it, and I really want players to I don't want them to break their brain over it, but give them a little thought. Like, why? How? Logic. And if we have these houses right over here, this here being a part of the canal, I would almost say, like, why go there per foot? I want for this neighborhood is to have their own little boat docking space, or in front of the door, and yeah, so they have door space right over here. This side of the town probably, or I could do the other side and make that into a ship building part, like I have over there. This area is to make ships, repair them. Forgot the name. Yeah, this will be a blue city. Considering how much water is gonna flow through it, and I'm not sure about the color of the water. Depending on the color of the water, maybe a nice nickname for Seabrook. It would be hilarious to call it the Green City. But then why is it called the Green City? Oh, there's so many trees over there. No, the water is green and they have a lot of water. It's one of those gate entrances. Ford it. Go by foot carriage. Bridge, and it's like per foot, like pick your lane or you're gonna end up in the wrong part of town, or you gotta rent a boat. That would play into the rent a boat theme, getting people to really, you know, go rent a boat. You won't get far per foot if you have some paths that are kind of obstructed. Let's limit you to this side of the city, and this would go here. Could be where troops are hanging out. Houses. That got me to rethink this main path right over there. The main path should be water, because their main sense of transport is water. Think we got that clear? If I had a theater in the neighborhood, where would I place it? It probably would end up one of those awkward buildings in the middle. This corner over here, I would prefer that to be like the corner over there. We have lovely like harbor district area, and I like to go with the flow of the town. So I'm gonna go grab that piece. There are roads. Those are some lines. These are the rivers. Yeah, they're everywhere. I need to grab the lines. Line work. Nope. There. So work in progress. It's gonna go snatch up this area. Whee! Copy this. Turn it around. Here. And I'm gonna go paste. Let's say for maps in the building and constructing of maps, I copy paste a lot. This right over there. Boop. These are some scribbles that I can get rid of. And I'll connect things to other types of bridges. I do have some main entrance issues right over there. Then again, is it really a main entrance? Like, I do want the multiple entrances, like a three-way for, I want the three, well, technically four because we have the port right over there. But through land, I prefer to have those, like, kind of gates going on. Unless we gotta connect all of the farmland toward the main river right over here. That could be another thing, like redirecting it. As for Bayama, for your question whether or not this is homebrew or one of the active campaigns, obviously this is all the way homebrew. This is not just any map. I'm not building Waterdeep or something. I'm making my own thing. So by standard definition, it is homebrew, and it is a quest to be sold. So it's one of the things that I'm working on. It's not a campaign, it's a quest. Like one could say one shot. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, this map will be for many quests that I've been working on, or at least have in my maps and folders. Many ideas will be the main focus point of a couple of things, a couple of events and quests that are things to do. So if you stitch all of the quests together, you could make a campaign out of Seabrook. You could. As for Seabrook on itself, I really want the whole theme to come together. It's like yeah, a bunch of merchants decided to build a town and farm around it. So it's more of a cohesive what's that, group organization. Like the town people know each other very well. A tight-knit bunch. I'm gonna zoom out for a bit again. I'm just gonna make a duplicate right over here. And turn some things on and off. See if we can turn that part off, like roads. Yeah, I mean it's still a very vital thing, but we're working on it, and we have a save in another folder. Yeah, I'm inclined to move some riverway. Some river path we have right over here. I think Right over there. Yeah, some of the older stuff. It's like having the dunes converted into a water yeah, area to clean water. It could be interesting, but for now, Yeah, we're really gonna need some good overview for this one. Not easy. I still have the scribbles of the market. It'll be bloop all over the place as well. So I might have to shove some stuff inward, which is fine by me. This grants me some bloop extra space that I filled in. Fill in the blanks. Wrong section. Undo. Cancel and I have the ID lined up over here. Yeah. Could have turned. So we'd have houses. Of course, it's a lovely river. And maybe this is one of those areas that requires a boat to get anywhere, really. I mean, if they're a town with merchants, they would design it so that, you know, anyone that visits would have to rent a boat so they can have some profit. How they roll, or how they float. Right, so if you have the houses right over here. It's like this lovely strip of houses that anyone owning a house on this street, surrounded by water. Your backyard, your front yard, water. So we have probably scaffolds going on, or a small line thereof. I'll use the marker for that later on. And maybe some inconvenient bridge somewhere, so if you really, really don't have a boat, that you can still get there, but it's gonna be all the way around. Oh yeah, here. This would be your inconvenient boat strip, or your strip of pedestrian. House. And if we have the houses, and we have inside. Maybe they build it like a dice. Hold up. This is a unique chance over here that I shouldn't miss. I grab that one. What up? Yeah. Not too shabby or good with that from the top of my head, so I'm just gonna quickly grab some reference that I can draw over. Excuse me for the shape. just grabbing the most standard shape of a D20. This is the first Google image that I can find. Oh yeah, I have my canvas flipped. It's a little too big. We're gonna go scale this one down. There's a chance to be had that I certainly want to take advantage of. Yes, this is a little bad, like tracing over things, but this is just the shape that we need. And I'll later on work on it by myself. Why would we want a D20 random shape in here? Well, why not? It is D&D after all. And if I can find a chance to implement some dice shape in there, I will. So these are probably shops.
You are, it seems, a man of many skills. A rare combination.
And you would have to go through either one of these shops to get to the inside. Just like a bit of a courtyard as well. We have houses. Some trees going on. People would live in this particular little island-shaped dice, because why not? And have some backyard. It's probably for some of the richer merchants that would live here. It's like a small community, a hub. Or maybe guards, I have no clue. We'll think about it later on. At least you would have the floating market right over here. It's like the perfect thing that you could boat around and it's connected to the river, so and there's a thing with me. I like the number 3 to my name. fine. They can still boat around it. This is all part of the river. I can swap that ID up toward the other side. I go toward the rivers. And do the following. So there is really no getting into this one. Boop, without a boat. Just gotta see which one looks better. Like one big one, or the three smaller ones. I think the three smaller ones have a certain charm to it. Boop. We continue moving this design around. I think the rent about people would be around this corner of the town. That would fit nicely. I mean, they have the spots. So I'm gonna draw a bridge right over here. And just because I can, I'm gonna draw some boat renting spot over here as well with their house, or at least their, you know, their hub. Rent a boat. The R, I'll remember. Move these people. I'm gonna move these people. I mean, it's quite a lot of boats, and how many visitors do they get? It's like rent a boat. Or buy a boat. Rent a boat and buy a boat. It's like one would probably be for selling, and the other site would be for renting, depending on the demand. Just a couple of more houses. Why not? And maybe some greenery in between. Like These people have the luxury of having a backyard. A bit of a courtyard scene. And all of them, of course, have a boat. It's the whole theme. So we have a couple of scaffolds going on. Probably to keep things organized for the entire row of houses. So where would they park their boats? You would almost say that they park their boats right over here, which would not be convenient for people living in this area. It's like, oh no, I gotta go all the way back. So why not have your boat in front of your door? It's like, I think by the amount of parked boats, you can tell who's home and who's not home. Like, who's out. Just estimating that they need spots to park their boats. So I'm having some scaffold going on, and want to start doing line art, I'll fix the majority of that. And I'll probably draw a couple of boats here or there to give the impression that, yeah, this is being used. It's one neighborhood. That would include that entire area. Just in case people have more than one boat. Or they live in like multiple families when not having kind of like a flat-like situation. Thus far, every house has a connection to water. I want another one of those over here in the corner. Can make it a little bigger. Now that I'm thinking about it, would be a perfect town for a bunch of tritons. Like, they could go anywhere, they don't even need a boat. But, yeah, perhaps to sell some goods. Scratch. Do tritons live underwater? I mean, this is a player character race that can be going... You can go above water, beyond water, below. You can breathe underwater, but where do these guys live? Never really thought about it. I mean, they could easily live underwater too, but then they'd not have the comforts of fire. Unless they live near one of those underwater volcano thingies. It gets cold down there. But maybe they're not bothered by it. I'm gonna let this be a path to get into this district, but by boat. One of the boat passages. They could easily perform a floating market wherever they wanted. Like, oh hey, Saturday or on Tira Day, it's near the West Gate, and on Jan's Day, it's near the other side or at the other location. Makes it interesting. Scaffolds would indicate that these are not just regular houses, but they're like flats. And thank you for the follow, Faxi Mori, and welcome. How are you doing? and hello indeed. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, thank you as well for joining us, and I'm happy to hear that you're doing awesome. I'm just puzzling and talking a lot to myself today. It is as if I have some sort of thing going on, but mapping things out takes, or at least requires me to really think out loud and debate where to put what and what makes sense. And I do love things to, you know, be connected and make a little sense within the D&D settings. Turning a map around over here and connecting another bridge. Let's turn up to what we have so far. Side view. Still gotta fix one gateway that is a wee bit troublesome, but we'll get there. And I really think of it like, smarty pants. Like I could take out one of these little things right over here and make a more obvious gate like between them, rather than having my OSD code bunkers how to solve it. Been trying to wriggle my way around it, whereas I could have just gone ahead and erased some stuff. Why won't we get to that right now? I think I'm supposed to grab lines right over here. God. Don't worry, I have everything saved in another layer. Nothing's ever really gone. Move this point right over here. That does require some shuffling with the lines. That's alright. Just gonna scribble the gate right over here. I want some watchtowers going on. Little, it's like I would say that it's like a tunnel you can walk through, or with carriage and animals to the sides of this gate. It's like the front view would be hilarious in a way. In the middle, in between those two tunnels, you have water and one of these trap gates made of iron, so they have to pull it up before you can continue per boat. And for these people, the ones that are connected to this town and farm around, they have, I would say, a special passport. And then again, they know each other. Most of them are known with one another, so it's difficult as a visitor to not get noticed. But I would have to scale on that depending on how big this town actually is. Is it even possible for them to do that? Like, I know some towns are quite tight-knit and they know each other quite well, but at one point there's too many citizens to do that. There's a threshold. What that threshold is or may look like, I have no clue. And again, they do not have the distractions of phones and all of the modern trinkets. Could walk your way in. Small path over here, small path over there, compared to skip the music a little bit. Not fun of it. So thanks to my little decision over here to get the OCD got the better of me. I have to fix a couple of things. Like this entire line work right over here, going here, involving the wall. That needs fixing now. What did I do? Oh, maps. Gotta love them. That makes so much more sense. Let me count. Aha, we have an even number right over here. So I take one out, we have odds. That's why I tried to stack them right in between this region, but it can be done easier. I mean, just stick here. It's like a minor entrance that's only boat. There. Means adjusting the river. As for the other side, could also be a main entrance or a Yep. Yeah, we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this. Gotta be somewhat sensible about the distance. I want a similar gate that we have right over here. Copy that. Paste. And we're moving that one upside down. So much better. Now up toward the river part and rid of this weirdo right over there. We can move some straight lines, or we can still make some squiggly lines if we want to. It's like going this way, but farmland going on over there. There's some gate fixing that needs doing over here. Get to that later on. It's still on my draft little layer. As for Lost Fire Dragon, yeah, it's as you can tell, it's still a draft. Still working on it. Fixing up a couple of gates and kind of caving into my OCD to get things, you know, in line. So this area right over here needs a lot of fixing. And I'll get to that. Absolutely. Once I'm done figuring some stuff out, I'll continue with line work. So I'm still in this stage where I move a lot of things. It's like rivers right over here. It's like nothing is truly holy as it is right now. That looks better. Yeah, it's getting there. Still some runaway ideas that I have to implement. It's more time consuming than I thought it would be. So as for Baima, what kind of threats will this city face? It's the entire setting, Dungeon Dragons. So there be dragons. They really require a defensive city or at least mechanism to at least, you know, survive out there. If you have dragons going on, I don't imagine your city to be, you know, unprotected. Especially if you're unlike Waterdeep, you do not have this magical staff that keeps dragons out, and unless they have, you know, and there be the homebrew monsters that I have a handful of that are quite tedious. So I'd say like for both water and land and air, they have some incoming threats, and a dragon is of course going to be able to burn the entire city down. With some luck, they'll still have some stuff standing because of the water. But yeah, so far, indeed, some nice big ballistas on those meaty walls. And this is the wall that's being quite thick over here. It's yeah, I would say that's quite nice. And then they have some water behind it, some overlooking points. So yeah, but the walls are as well a puzzle point. Yeah, first person perspective. Yeah, same. Oh, absolutely. I can maybe try and draft up like what you see over there. This really small part over here, I have a pretty neat picture in my mind, but I'm not sure if I'm capable of drafting that. I'll try. try my best. Put this one too. Bloop. And after that, I'm gonna go end the stream though. And it's gonna be a rough sketch, so bear with me. The door would be open. Another thing. Water. You have to go through some of that thick wall, so the wall does kind of continue over here. And with a boat, you'll be going through a small tunnel that is the wall in its continuation, and this is where you probably have these iron rails being hoisted up. And then of course we have wall and we have other stuff. These unmistakable guard towers that will be posted. Sure, I think so. And of course, everything made from stone. And it will be placed behind that because it's well guarded, so people would be able to walk over here and have some ballistas right over here. Oh, good question. How high would they be? Well, high. I'm gonna say it requires for horse and wagon perhaps to go through here and not just people. So that would make humans a lot smaller if a horse and a wagon, tiny one at that, has to fit through this part of the gate. Horse. Doop-de-doo. enclosed, I'd have probably doors and gates. Multiple things, so yeah, why not? Just gonna close this side off. So in comparison, I think humans would be not so big. So it's quite the amount of feet up, and I wouldn't know to calculate that one so quickly. I probably gamble that. I think it would easily reach up to like 40, 50 meters maybe. And I know that's a lot. I'd have to think about the scale of things. But like I said earlier in the stream,